Oh my goodness, what times we're in, everyone. Layers upon layers of so muchness. So much in our lives, in the life of our county, in the life of our country. And it's also disturbing to know that this feeling of overwhelm is intentional on behalf of some. This was a plan to pour so much at once that we would all be overwhelmed and feeling the despair and nervous system overwhelm that we're feeling. Part of what our tradition reminds us, what Shabbat reminds us as it comes every week, what our ancestors remind us is that we can slow down inside of all that is happening. It's not possible to focus on everything all at once. But we can slow down into this place, this person, this relationship, this community, this unfolding. Slow down inside of it, the history of it, what happened in the past, what's happening now, learning deeply, asking questions, figuring out right here what is unfolding right in this place. It is what we are trying to help you to do as a community, as each of us are doing. It's what we gathered to do on Sunday as we looked at immigration and belonging. It's also so helpful to look at what our ancestors did in moments that required big faith. So what is a moment in which our ancestors had to have faith, emunah? The big one is this Shabbat. It is the story we tell over and over again. The leap of faith it took to leave the narrow place and make a break for freedom. The great leaving, the big exodus. We read and enter into this story in this time of year as we're reading the book of Shmot, the book of Exodus. And it's so important we do it again when we eat it during Passover, the story, to make sure we're digesting it. And beyond that, we say it every single day in our daily prayers. We're required to draw up Yitziat Mitzrayim, the leaving of Egypt, of the narrow place, of the mythical Egypt. So what is this story? This one that is our formational, our cornerstone narrative. We have been in this narrow place, suffering and ready to go and also not ready. Asking Moses and Aaron, why do you keep doing this to us? And also calling out from their suffering in a new way to be heard. The plagues come one after the other, increasing in intensity. The second to the last one is Hoshech, is darkness. The 9th plague, why is that so bad? Because it was such a profound darkness that you couldn't see another human being. Isolation, separation, such a profound plague. So now it is time. They've gone a circuitous route to try and be careful from being chased. And here they are at the edge of the sea, right here, getting ready for this moment of leaving, of courage, of emunah, of faith at the edge of the waters. And in this elevated place, they open their mouths and they say, were there no graves in Egypt that you took us out here to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us? Moses' response is, Al tira'u, have no fear. Stand by, witness what is about to happen. And hold your peace. Be silent. God will do this. Be silent. And God responds, no. Don't call out to me now, Moses. There is a time to pray and a time to act. This is the time to act. This is the time to move. Tell the people to go forth. So standing at the edge of the sea, they move. They enter into the water, and the walls of water part, and they sing. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. And then Miriam, Haneviah, the prophetess, Aaron's sister, Moses' sister, she picks up the hand drum, and all the women went out after her to dance with the hand drums. Miriam, Haneviah.
ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, 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 ותצאנה כל הנשים אחריה, ותצאנה כל הנשים אחריה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה, ותיקח מרים הנביאה את התוף בידה.
Kol ha'anashim aharecha. And all of the women went and danced with her with their hand drums. They danced together, singing, dancing. Emunah, faith. We are in a time, friends, now of faith, of emunah, of a need for deep faith. You may remember at Rosh Hashanah when we began our year, our focus was on emunah, on faith. Feeling that this maybe might be a year we would need it. And boy, again, how we didn't know then just what was coming. Faith is what we need now. If you do not have a practice of faith, now is the time to get one. We need faith In our tradition, emunah is in us, around us, outside of us, or in all places in relationship with the divine. And maybe this is true for you, or it's something you want to explore more deeply. Maybe it is connected to the divine or the higher power, the great mystery of the creator, Hamakom, Ein Sof, Harachaman, Shekhinah. So many words, so many ways in to our relationship with the divine. And maybe that's where you are right now and you're deepening it, or that feels accessible to you and you can reach into that. Maybe that's not your way. Then you need to find, what do you have faith in? And hold on tight to it right now. But how do we do that? Like all of our deep spiritual values, midot emunah is a practice. We do it again and again and again every day. In the story of getting to the sea, right at that big moment when you think they would be all in and ready, the first thing they do is complain. And the next thing that happens is Moses calling for silence. And after that, God responding, go. Go in and in, sing. Aviva Zornberg pulls out this pattern that repeats: complaining, silence, song. This is part of a practice of faith for our people at that moment, and it's a practice of faith we can lean into right now. Complain. When we see something not right, complain. Feel it and name it. This is not right. We name it and we question it. Zornberg lifts up the repeated refrain of ma, what, in the narrative. What is happening? Why is this happening? These questions raise not simple answers, but moral challenges. She says to probe the unknown, to insist on depths yet to be plumbed. It's what is happening? Why is this happening? And then to go deeper in this place. What are the moral questions being raised now? So many of them. One at a time. What's this one? What's belonging? What is care for the vulnerable? What is attack and bullying? What is government? What is community? What is leadership? Who are we? Who am I? Who are you? That's all in the world of the complaint. We are good at complaining. It is a beautiful skill set, and we need to deepen it, to pull it out for the moral challenge that it brings. And then silence. We need complaining and questioning, and we also need silence. We need moments where we turn off the constant feed of information, where we slow the circling of dread inside of ourselves and make space for silence. That can be the quiet we cultivate in prayer and meditation, in a daily quiet walk. And to be clear, quiet means no podcast in your ear. It's cheating. Actual quiet. I want to nudge you in this faith practice to see if you can have a daily period of quiet each day, even for 10 minutes. And maybe that feels scary. I am not quiet, you might think. Then ask somebody to do it with you. Can we sit together for 10 minutes in quiet? It also might be hard because I know that everybody's patterns of quiet and jumping in might be different. You might be feeling that in your relationships. Somebody's ready to go. Did you hear this? Did you hear about that? And then this happened. And you're in a place of needing quiet. So that's going to need negotiating. Okay, yes, tell me the top 5 things, and then let's sit together in quiet for 10 minutes. Please. Intentional silence. It's part of what then Shabbat comes once a week to give us more time for. Complain, silence, song. There's a discussion amongst our commentators of old that then gets continued in later generations about whether the people moved into the waters, crossed to the other side, and then sang, Micha Mocha. Or, as soon as they entered the waters, they started singing. I delight in both of these possibilities. I can feel them inside of me. The holding on until we get there, and then sing. Or the we need this song to get us there. In both cases, there's the going. The going is implied in song. In both cases, there are the actions that we are taking, actions of faith on behalf of you, on behalf of all of us. I thought, when I was thinking about this moment, and did they sing before or after, or during, or all of it, I thought about how in the civil rights movement and other movements, there was a gathering the night before people went to go to register to vote, or to sit down and not move, to sing together before. And then when it got scary, during, there were times to sing. And then after, there were times to sing. And all of it was in support of the doing. There is so much doing we can do right now. And again, that might bring up, but then that's so overwhelming to figure out. And I remind you again, one thing at a time, but not no things at a time. No, for real, because that is how it can feel. Overwhelmed and nothing. Or slow the overwhelm and one thing. This is what I can do. This Sunday, when we gather to talk about belonging and immigration policy and slowing down inside, what's the history? What are the things that are already there? Most of the policies being implemented are already there. They're just being enforced more strongly. And then what are the new things? And then what is the feeling? How are people affected by this in such tremendous fear? A family member of mine who's a teacher in elementary school has students who've been loud and boisterous, and now they don't want to go out to play during recess and lunch. Families who feel afraid to walk to school. What can we do right here in this place? A parent on Sunday said, I'm hearing other families who are immigrants afraid to walk to school. So part of what we brainstormed right here in this place, what can you do? And his thought was to get together with other parents to walk together. And to prepare themselves if there was an interaction where they would need to help. I serve on the LA Unified School District's Faith Advisory Council. And to be able to take that idea and to share it with the rest of the district, that there are other parents who have legal status who want to help, who want to walk people to school. From right where we are, what is the one thing we can do? Now is not the time to stop singing, even when it feels like it. Such a blessing that it's Shabbat Shira, and there is more song right now. This is our faith, our emunah. From this place we sing. While we move through the sea so afraid, or with others who are afraid, we walk with them. While we move and act, and when we get to the other side. And what happens, friends, when we got to the other side? Any guesses? What's that? The wilderness. But what did we do? Is we saw the wilderness in front of us. We complained. But meaningfully. It was a meaningful moral quandary. What are we going to eat? Fair question. But this was just seconds after Miriam, Hanevia. There was just moments after. And then the next part of the cycle, complaining. What is going on? What is happening? Who are we? How are we going to survive? How are we going to get through this? But there will be manna. There will be bread from heaven that will come. There will be manna also in this parsha. And on Shabbat, we hold up 2 loaves of bread. Why do we do that? To acknowledge the manna. And also, this delicious last teaching I have for you tonight from Rabbi Art Green. He shares that the 2 Sabbath loaves represent the meeting of 2 sorts of bread. That which we uplift from the earth in the course of our own transforming work, our actions of faith, and that which comes from heaven as blessing from above for our rest. It is the combination of the 2, what we do and what we receive, what we do and what we receive. This is our faith, our emunah. May we draw forth wisdom from our ancestors as we deepen our faith in these times. May we complain, wrestling with the moral questions of our time. May we be silent. And may we sing again and again and again. Shabbat Shalom.
When the road gets dark, you can no longer see. Just let my love throw a spark. Have a little faith in me. When the tears you cry are all you can believe, just give my love an ounce of try. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith. Have a little faith in me. 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 And when your back's against the wall, just turn around and you will see. I will catch you, I will catch your fall. Just have a little faith in me. Hey. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith.